All right. So let's have a conversation. We're doing something today. You know, I like to do my solo interviews. I haven't done this in a while where I get to speak to somebody one-on-one. Not that I don't enjoy having like my podcast episodes with my brothers, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I feel like I get to have a really in-depth interview when I speak to somebody one-on-one, you know what I'm saying? So for the people who are watching in the viewing audience who aren't familiar with this gentleman and the people who are listening in the listening audience, we have the verse.
Yes, sir.
In the motherfucking building.
I know a thought that's been messing with the ops cause she fed up with a man.
Right? And not just verse, the verse.
The verse, yeah.
Right? And you're representing Montreal, right?
For sure.
Laval specifically.
Yes, sir.
Tell me, first before you even get into the how, you know, what was like growing up and all those generic type of things, what's your reasons for being over here in the six? This, you know, what do we owe you, the presence, your presence here in the six this week?
Shit, I feel like Toronto is really where it's at, like musically.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? As an artist, I feel like it's the place to be in Canada right now, you know, for all the niggas that can't go to the States. And, you know, all that, like, I feel like, it's like if you know what I'm saying, if you own a clothing company, you feel me, and it's popping in Los Angeles because everybody, you know what I'm saying, like, killing shit out there, you gonna move out there, try to start your shit, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, like, are you doing like a back and forward Montreal to Toronto thing, or are you trying to move to the six, like, indefinitely at one point?
I used to live here for like a couple years.
Okay.
But then I moved back to Montreal. I'm like all over the place, you feel me? I'm actually in Calgary right now, but I'm just fighting a case out there, so they don't want to let me leave the city for now, you know?
Wow.
Yeah.
So even like, because we have a lot in common when it comes to the whole Montreal and, you know, Toronto thing, because like, you know, for the people in the viewing audience, and people know that I'm from Montreal originally, right? But, you know, over here in Toronto, it seems like the center of the hip hop universe for Canada.
No cap.
Right? Do you guys look from Montreal and look at the Toronto artists and see, okay, shit. Is there like a shadow when it comes to like the Toronto scene? Like, is it making it harder for like Montreal artists to get noticed with the Toronto scene being so big?
Shit, I feel like that same shadow is making it hard for Toronto niggas to be heard in Toronto, you feel me? So yeah, it's definitely like what the fuck is you doing out here type shit, you feel me? But it's always good like to be the underdog, my nigga, you know? It's all good cause like that's just like a challenge to me, you know?
Yeah.
It's like you just pull up and do your thing, you know? You don't give a fuck about what nobody else got to say. If anything, watch me, nigga, you feel me?
Yeah. What about like other Toronto rappers? Are you tapped in with a lot of the scene out here? Or like, not even just you in general, but like even Montreal rappers. Like, are you guys like fully aware of the Toronto scene? Like know who the different like guys are who are the main players?
It's a lot of like politics and it's a lot of beef out here, you know? That's why like, I'm not even trying to watch that, you know what I'm saying? Like at the end of the day, I'm not picking and choosing sides like a lot of these industry niggas is doing. Like, man, I don't give a fuck about that shit. I'm not trying to get in anybody else's politics. We're not kinfolk. We didn't grow up together type shit, you feel me? So at the end of the day, it's all about music and shit. I'm just willing to do music with like niggas who actually popping it, who could bring something to my career. If you ain't gonna bring nothing but politics in my shit, you know, obviously not, but like, that's what it's about.
Most definitely. And even like when it comes to like collabos and stuff like that, I see even like some of your tracks, you got like Below the Kid, and different people from Montreal who you've collaborated with,
I
right?
don't got a track with Bilo though.
No?
Nah.
Shit, maybe I'm tripping.
Nah, I don't got a song with Bilo, but yeah, I got songs with different artists in Montreal for sure, you know, like it's my city, bro, you know?
Yeah.
So obviously, there's people I fuck with, people I don't really fuck with, you know? So whoever, like I said, whoever can bring something to the table, and like, if it's good for my career, then shit, I'll do it, you know?
So like, I know over here we have an issue sometimes with collaborations, right? Because of the Pollies and all that type of stuff. Is it the same in Montreal? Like, do guys like say, I'm not gonna collaborate with this guy because they're from this side or whatever, that side?
Yeah, but I feel like recently, you know, it's been like a whole, like a melting pot. I feel like recently, like a lot of niggas are clicking up together and shit, you know? And like, I mean, it is what it is. Like at the end of the day, if that's what you want to do, fine. But like it's like 2-3 gangs together versus 2-3 gangs, and it's like they just made this one gang type shit. Like I feel like that's what's going on in Montreal right now. It's a lot of clicking up, doing.
Yeah.
You know, me, I'm not really into all that shit. Me, I'm a solo nigga. I've always been a dolo nigga. Like niggas who know me know that shit about me, you know? Like I came here by myself today, you feel me? Like, I don't give a fuck about none of that shit. You know, I used to as a teenager and shit, but like that shit bring you more problems than anything, my nigga, you know? Stick to your money, you know, stay in your lane, you know? That's my motto.
Yeah, man. And even like speaking of like as a teenager and stuff like that, you know, you grew up in Laval in Montreal, right? What was life like growing up over there?
I was actually born in Montreal, but I was raised in Marietta, Georgia.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah.
So tell me about that.
Shit. As a kid, I moved from Montreal. I was like 7 years old. I moved to Marietta. I went to elementary school, middle school, high school in Georgia. And then I came back to Montreal. I went back there for another 3-4 years. And then I came back again. And, you know, like, that's how I seen, like, shit, like, I got something, like, when you actually go live in the States, like, you see how much, like, opportunity you got. You could be whatever the fuck you want.
Yeah.
You want to be a football player, basketball player, a rapper, a dope boy, whatever the fuck you want to do. Like, it's right in front of you. You could just go grab it, you know? So when I came back to Canada, like, I still had that, like, motivation, you know? I still had that, like, that sauce, you know? So I just started rapping, you know, because I felt like I had something different that a lot of people don't have, you know? Like, when you hear my shit, like, it don't really sound like it's from Canada, you know?
Yeah. So, you know, you brought up something really interesting when you mentioned Marietta, right? Because Montreal being a melting pot, like how Toronto is, right? You got like a lot of different races of people over there, okay? But like Black people are not the dominant race over there. No. So when you go to like somewhere like Georgia, where like, you know, like certain areas, Atlanta, different places, there's just mad Black people.
A lot of Black-owned
right?
companies and shit, yeah.
So how was that when you would come back to Montreal? Like, did you feel like, how can I explain this? Like, did you feel a different motivation when you touch back down to home because of those experiences that you had in the States?
I felt like alienated. I felt like I was the shit. You feel me? Like, I felt like I'm coming out of this huge city, you know, with a lot of people, a lot of like culture and shit. And like, even like when I was just talking to people, they were like, "You're not from here," like, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, yeah, I'm from here, but I'm not from here. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm from here originally, but so I just felt different than everybody else. I felt like I could bring something to the table that like not a lot of people got, you know?
And your last name, your last name is Verse?
My last name is DeVerse, yeah.
Right, so like, oh, you know what?
How'd you know that?
I do my research, bro.
That's crazy.
You know what I'm saying? You go to the studio, you spit bars.
Yeah.
I do my research on the people who spit bars. You know what I'm saying? But like, has your name always been that, or did you ever have another rap name before that?
Man, when I was a teen, I used to go by D Money because that was my rap name. You know, I just liked the name, but everybody was calling me DeVerse.
Yeah.
Everybody was calling me like that. So I'm like, man, you know what? Fuck it. I might as well change my name because that's, you know, like when your name is given to you, you know what I'm saying? You got to stick with it. Like whether you like it or not, people going to call you that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I just switched the letters around, made it DeVerse, and yeah, I ran with that.
So I'm assuming because you have like a slight accent, right? Are you have a Haitian background? Did you ever try rapping in French?
I got one song in French.
Interesting. So why don't you continue rapping in French? Because I know in Montreal, that's pretty big.
Yeah, but that's the thing. It's big in Montreal, but Montreal is like one city in Canada that speaks French. So I'm not trying to blow up in Quebec, in Montreal. I'm trying to get like worldwide, you feel me? So I feel like English is the way to do it because motherfuckers can listen to me in Africa and Russia and, you know what I'm saying, in Europe, in the States, everywhere, because everywhere people speak English. But if I blow up in Montreal, I'm going to be limited to like Quebec.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not trying to be limited to Quebec. Like I keep telling a lot of these French rappers, like, y'all motherfuckers gotta take your shit to Europe. Cause Europe is big in French rap, you know what I'm saying? And they could actually like take it like kind of worldwide, you know, to the French cities and shit, go on tour.
Yeah.
But like if you a French rapper, like you can go on tour in Quebec, but like, is you really gonna come to Toronto and like have a show with like 500 people with French rap, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I don't think that shit gonna happen, you know, so.
Well, you know, I don't know if you ever heard of the group Dogmatic,
Yeah,
right? They went platinum in Quebec,
yeah.
right? Just off of like Quebec sales alone.
Mm-hmm.
So there is a market over there,
Mm.
I think, but this is so long ago. Like, I don't even know if it's still the same.
But that's the thing, like, there is, like, for real, there is, you know, but I feel like for the music scene in Quebec, I feel it's like pick and choose, like they pick and choose who they want to do their thing. Like, there's a lot of good rappers in Quebec, you feel me? Like,
I know.
a lot of the good, like, street rappers, but it's like these niggas not really gonna blow up because, like, you know how the government is over there. Like, they don't really fuck with, like, street niggas and shit. And, you know, that culture and shit, you feel me? So it's like you gotta go a little more, like, commercialized type shit, you know?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And Dogmatic, like, they did blow up.
They did.
But if you don't hear about them today, you didn't really hear about them a couple of years after that, you know, platinum record, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if they still got shows or not, but I don't really think it's like sell-out, blowout show, you know?
Yeah. So even like with Montreal, like let's talk about Montreal a little bit more for a second,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because I know there's a lot of politics, but like real politics, not street politics. You know what I'm saying? Like language politics and different things like that, right? So that becomes a really big barrier when it comes to just the whole scene blowing up. How is it when it comes to like approaching the scene as a rapper and trying to get your stuff like the radio stations, TV stations, like, you know, Much Music has a Rap Cité and all those different things that they used to have. Like, is it a struggle as an English artist or is it easier?
They don't like, that's the thing, like a couple of podcasts, a couple of people, like they actually do fuck with the English shit, like DMS, shout out my nigga Feezy, you know, the main source and shit like that. They do that shit, like they don't give a fuck if you speak French, English, whatever, like they gonna fuck with you, you know?
Right.
But most of the other shit is like French. And me, like, I do speak French, you know what I'm saying? But I don't speak French like on an everyday basis, like I always speak English. So when I pull up to Montreal and I start speaking English to some people and they look at me weird and funny and like, why are you speaking English, bro? Like, we're in Montreal. And I feel like that mentality, that attitude is why Montreal is never gonna like blow up or whatever, because they too stuck on that French shit. And I get it, like that's where you born, that's like, you know what I'm saying, how you was raised up and shit, but you gotta like, bruh, like English is the #1 universal language in the world, you feel me? You're not finna go out there to Mexico and start speaking French with somebody, you feel me? So if you're gonna speak English out there, then shit, do that shit in your hometown too, bro.
Don't worry about that.
Yeah. Like, you know, they have, like the government, you gonna get fined if you open up a company and your company name is English.
Yeah, I know. It's Bill 101.
Yeah, you get fined. Like, how, like, what sense does that make, you know?
Yeah. No, like, it's good that we're having this conversation because we do have a really big core audience of Toronto people, but they need to know about the different types of things that go on outside of Toronto. So, for example, Bill 101 is when you have a business, you have to have a French sign or the word in French 3 times bigger than the English translation of the word on the front of your store.
Yeah.
Right? And like, there's CanCon laws that we have over here, which is 30% Canadian content that we have to play on all radio shows, TV shows, whatever. But in Quebec, you guys also have QuebecCon. So you have the CanCon, and then you also have to play 30% Quebec content as well.
Yeah.
Right?
And it's all French.
Exactly.
It's all French. Like for real, it's harder for the English rappers in Montreal. No cap. Like they always end up just going somewhere else, like Vancouver, Toronto, you know, Ottawa and shit. Because like if you're not trying to rap in French, like you're not, you know what I'm saying? It's like what, they gonna force you to rap in French? You feel me? Like it's just fucked up for real.
Yeah.
It's fucked.
Well, you've been putting in some work, like for a while, right? You put in your first mixtape, 1 in a Million, in like 2012.
Yeah.
Right? Is that when you started rapping too?
Yeah, I started rapping in 2012. I wasn't like taking it seriously. It was just like, you know what I'm saying? I was just like, all right, I'm gonna drop this mixtape, you know. I was going out there in the metros, the subways, just handing out, you know, like a lot of people, like even today, they're like, damn, I remember you like 10 years ago, like you just gave me a mixtape in the subway. I'm like, damn, that's crazy.
Yeah.
You know? And a lot of people actually like that mixtape. Like I got a good like feedback from it, you know? So I was like, you know, shit, I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna keep doing my thing. I fell out with the music like around 2013 and 14. Like I kind of fell out. Like I didn't release nothing 2015 too. So now I'm just back on my shit better than ever, you know? Like the last 5 years I've been going hard.
Yeah. So even like at the time, and I'm gonna ask you why you fell out with the music. So I'm gonna keep that on the Pinterest board for a second. But at the time when you first were starting making music, like who were some of your influences?
Gucci Mane, Lil Wayne, like Pimp C, 50 Cent, Jay-Z, you know, Tupac, obviously. Bone Thugs.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, shit like that.
What about shows? Were you like doing shows over the years and stuff like that? Because I know over here in Toronto, you got a lot of rappers who've been putting in work for years. They got like notoriety, you know, a check mark like on Instagram like yourself, but we don't have a lot of outlets for live shows. Have you been performing a lot over the years? And give me some of like if you have like some of your favorite performances.
I performed in, one of my favorite ones was actually, it was a long time ago. It was like 2015. We opened up for Ace Hood.
Okay.
That was like my favorite performance because like the venue was packed, you know, and we killed it. We killed it, you know, so after that, like, I haven't really been doing shows much. My last show was actually in Calgary.
Wow.
Yeah. It was actually in Calgary in a little venue, you know. I opened up for, what that nigga name is? Red Eye from Miami. That Zopound nigga.
You gotta put me
he
on.
came to Montreal, Red Eye, some shit like that.
Okay.
He came to Montreal and yeah, we opened up for him too. Cause I was working like with AMAG. I don't know if you know AMAG. It's like
I've heard the name.
Yes. Supposedly this like branch from Rich Gang and shit, you know. I was working with them. So, you know, they got me, they connected me with him and shit like that. I was decent. But yeah, I haven't really been doing shows, especially with this, I got an ankle bracelet on and shit, you know, so I always gotta like warn my PO and shit like that.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Bro.
So it's kind of fucked up right now because I can't go to clubs, all that shit, you know.
Damn.
I haven't been in a club for 2 years. I mean, I had this shit for 2 years now, so.
So, and if you don't mind me asking, is it parole or probation? I'm
out on bail.
Oh man.
Yeah.
So you gotta be careful with stuff like that, right? So like even with, and we'll touch on that for a second, but why did you take a hiatus in 2013, 2014? You said you started back getting more serious back in 2015.
I got locked up
and this is in Montreal?
Yeah.
Okay.
And like, I was just like, you know, like I was kind of like more like stupid. Like, you know, when you just like a crash dummy, you just go head first into trouble and you don't give a fuck. Like, you know, that little phase, you know?
Yep.
Like you don't give a fuck. You just trying to get money and just trying to, you know what I'm saying, fuck shit up. So I fell out with the music. I wasn't really like focused on the music at that point. And that's what like, you know what I'm saying, I kept getting locked up and shit. So, you know, my last bid, I was like, bro, fuck that shit. I gotta stop. I gotta stop this shit. Just focus on one thing, make it happen, you know. So after that shit, I started taking the money and the music more seriously.
Mm-hmm. Do you feel like, and like I've asked this to other artists who've been in the same situation, you know, like when it comes to incarceration and stuff, right?
Yeah.
Every time that like you go through a situation where you get locked up and like you come back home as a rapper, right? Does it feel like a starting over process every time?
It depends, like, what you got when you come out.
Mm-hmm.
It depends what you got when you come out. It depends, like, if you was locked up and, you know what I'm saying, you was doing really good and shit, you got money stacked up and shit, you know, you come out and, you know, it's back to the same shit, like, but, you know, and it depends on how long you was locked up for also, you know.
Yeah.
But on the friend side, it's always like a reset. Like every time you come out, it's always like, all right, you know, you see who rocking with you see who not rocking with you type shit, you know.
Yeah.
Just this last time when I got locked up, like a lot of people thought I was gone for a while, you know.
Mm-hmm.
'Cause, yeah, that shit was in the news and shit, you know. They was talking about minimum 5 years and shit, you know. So
yeah, I know from my experiences being incarcerated and stuff like that, I learned a lot of different things that I took home with me. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
What's one of the lessons that you feel that like incarceration might have taught you?
Two things. One, not all money is good money.
Mm.
You feel me? Sometimes you just gotta filter out, you know. Like you could be getting paid off something, but it's so hot, my nigga, just like, you know, just take it slow. And another one, like, careful who you do your business with.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know, like people that you keep around you, like that defines you as a person, that defines who you are. And when you just go to certain places with people, when you know what I'm saying, hang around with people, whatever the fuck they do, that shit's gonna impact your life, whether you like it or not.
That's a fact.
Yeah, you feel me? So
that's a fact.
Those are the two things that shit taught me.
Why are your videos so fucking X-rated, bro?
Yeah.
I've gone to go check, like, because you've been on our list multiple times, right? Our top 6 list or different music list that we put out. But every time I go to tap on your music video, it's an 18 and over thing. Is that intentional or does it just happen like that?
Man, it's the lifestyle, bro. The lifestyle is X-rated, man. You know? Man, you know what? My mama told me that shit too. I ain't gonna lie to you. Like, I have nephews and nieces and shit. I know they be watching my shit. So, you know, I was even talking about that shit recently. Like, I'm gonna tone it down a bit, you know? Like, my last videos, like, I shot a video last night. I'm about to shoot another one today. And my last one that came out, it's not that X-rated, you know?
Okay.
I'm trying to, you know, switch it up a little bit. But yeah, that's facts. Sometimes I'll be watching my shit. I'm like, damn, that's a big booty nigga. Shit, what the fuck?
Don't get me wrong. I don't mind.
Yeah, I don't mind either. But you know, like, obviously, like I said, I got my nieces and nephews watching my shit now. So I gotta be you know, if I'm gonna be an influence, I gotta be a good influence, you know?
I just wanted to always, I was like, when I finally get a chance to talk to Verse, this is one of the questions I'm gonna ask him, because it's like, out of like, let's say 5 videos that I watched, like 3 of them are like 18 and over.
Thanks.
But like, even like with your situation now, does it make it hard to do music? Like, do you have people like, I can't say this, or you know, like, does it make it hard to express yourself?
There's definitely things that I do not say, you know. Another thing, like, I learned how to, like, cause I was so blunt with the music before, you know, and that's why like my videos are like that too, cause I was just like so blunt, like didn't give a fuck. I'll just say it how it is, you know, but I learned that in the music industry, like you have to like beat around the bush, like with your lyrics and shit, you know, and even in the videos, like you can't just straight out go out and say, oh shit, I'll shoot people and shit, you know. In the States, that shit might work, but in Canada, like motherfuckers are actually watching your shit for real. And, you know, like my, like the prosecutor in my case, like, you know, she downloaded my video and shit and like, yeah, shit like that, you know. So if I'm out here talking about shooting people and shit, and I just got a gun case, fighting a gun case right now, a shootout and shit. So it's not gonna help me, you know.
Wow, that's crazy, man. Yeah, man, it's tough in this hip hop game, because it's like when you come from like you know, just dealing with different circumstances and stuff like that, it's like art and music, it kind of clashes sometimes, right?
Mm.
Like even with the scene out there in Montreal, right? Because there is a scene, right? I've been watching even like YouTube videos where they're talking about all the different, you know, these guys from this side and these guys from this side, and they're making social media videos about each other and all. The same shit that's happening everywhere, right? What do you think that we could do to try to bring some of this shit down, fam? Because it's like getting out of control everywhere. Not just Toronto, not just Chicago, Montreal too, fam. I see the news.
But no cap, like, whether they like it or not, like the blogs are playing a huge part in that shit. Like they are. Like academics and shit, like, okay, let's say XYZ goes to XYZ hood and, you know what I'm saying, shootout, somebody dies, right? That shit's supposed to stay in the street. But when these niggas out here like making blogs and shit about that shit and everybody start knowing about what's going on, obviously like niggas is gonna be like, yeah, well, we up the score and like everybody knows about it. So that's a lot of pressure on the other side to like, you know what I'm saying? Like they ain't trying to like have the blogs talk about them like, you know what I'm saying, they victims and shit, obviously.
Yeah.
So that shit plays a huge part, like for real. Like it plays a huge part. Obviously street shit is always gonna be street shit, you know? Like,
yeah, for sure.
But I just feel like, man, the world we live in today with all the social media and shit, like everything is out there.
Yeah.
So a lot of niggas do it for clout. You'd be surprised. Like a lot of niggas do it for clout. Because they just want somebody to talk about them. They just want like that respect, that notoriety on social media and shit. But like my nigga, like you doing it for the wrong reasons, bro. Get your money, man. Stay in your lane, bro. Yeah.
So, no, it's. I'm glad that you articulated it like that, because a lot of people will blame the blogs, but they don't give a good enough reason why they blame the blogs. So like for what you just said right there with the other side feeling that pressure and the embarrassment and all those different things, it's definitely can play a factor when things get pushed out on social media.
Yeah, I mean, it's not just social media. Like it's in the street too, like I said, it's street shit too, you know, it's just, that just makes it worse.
Yeah, definitely.
A lot worse.
Definitely. Like, as far as like with what you're doing, right? Do you see yourself, who do you want to collaborate with? Like, what's your dream collaboration? First, let's go there first.
I don't even know.
Like if you had the chance, like unlimited bag, you know what I'm saying? You're now in the States.
really wanted to do a song with Filthy Rich and I did it. Like that's my nigga. Like that nigga's one of the realest niggas in the rap game. For real. Like I fuck with that nigga, everything. Like what he says, you know. What I like most about Filthy is like, I feel like I can it's like I understand like what the fuck this nigga's going on, like what's going on. Cause like, you know, when you up, you got a lot of niggas around you and shit. And it's like, this nigga brought so many niggas up and the same niggas you helped out always like turn their backs and shit like that, you feel me? And he raps about that shit a lot.
Yeah.
And like, I could relate to that shit so much, you feel me? And like, he's one of the niggas I really wanted to make a song with. And I did it. So right now, I'm just like, I don't really care, like for real, like, I would say Drake, but like, who doesn't want to do a song with Drake?
Yeah, obviously.
Drake is like, you know what I'm saying? So
yeah, the Drake stimmy, they call it the stimulus package.
Drake is a cheat code. You feel me? Like, you get one song with Drake, it's a rap.
Yeah.
But I listen to the same people everybody listen to. You know what I'm saying? Like Dirk and shit, like you know the Baby and shit, like people like that, but. Like, I ain't gonna be like, oh, wow, I really want to do a song with Dirk. Like, if it happens, it happens. You know, but I don't really, like, got my eyes on someone right now. I just listen to a lot of my music, for real. And I always try to get better. So, yeah. If anybody from the industry, if it ends up happening, it's gonna happen. But, yeah.
Dope. As somebody from Montreal here, and then I'm getting to have a conversation with, who should we be checking for from Montreal, besides yourself, obviously?
Verse. Verse. I ain't gonna put nobody's name out there, man.
No.
Tell them to come out here and make an interview, bro. You feel me?
You know, all the Montreal motherfuckers are watching the video right now, just leaning towards the screen like, what? So say something, nigga. Oh,
It is what it is.
dope. Okay, besides yourself, like, you know, with your career, do you have plans on even like doing a label? Because I know a lot of rappers that try to evolve into that. Do you have those kind of plans too?
I mean, I got a label, but I'm the only artist in it right now, you know, Cross Country Currency, you know?
Yeah.
It's actual company, like paying my taxes and all that shit,
Nice.
but you know what I'm saying? And yeah, like that's my label. So if I was ever to get signed, like I'm definitely gonna make sure I get signed under my label.
Okay, but what about looking for like other artists and stuff like that? Would you ever be interested in
In
that?
time. I just feel like I'm not ready right now because my career is not where I want it to be. So like once I really like get that juice, then, you know, it's like the way I see it is if I have an artist in my company and like in my label, whatever, like I want to do whatever I can do to make them like blow up. Like really, like you got to take care of your artists. Like a lot of niggas got labels and shit and they still trying to get like all the shine and shit. And like, let's say your artist started like popping and shit. It's like they gonna get jealous, but my nigga, like that's the whole plan. Like, like that's what it's supposed to be. So when I'm on that level, then yeah, obviously, yeah, I'm gonna get artists, female artists, you know, male artists and shit, R&B artists. It's gonna be like a family, you know, so.
You know what I forgot to ask you on the come up question, like the when you're like teenagers. You a tall nigga. You never played basketball?
I did play basketball.
So you ever have hoop dreams?
I did, but you know what happens, man. You know, you start smoking weed, you know, you hop off the porch and shit, you start getting into shit, you know? And at the same time, like when I was living in Marietta, like I was hooping and I actually thought I could go somewhere with it, you know, but in Montreal, like they don't even got a basketball team. Like
At all.
Well, the only basketball team in Canada is Toronto at the end of the day. But like what I mean is like some of my niggas in the NBA right now that I used to play with, you feel me? And like and in the NFL and shit. And like when you in Canada, like I feel like it's so hard, you know. I know one nigga from Montreal who made it to the NBA.
That's crazy.
Lugans, yeah.
Yeah, and I think there's like maybe like 4 of them over here in Toronto, maybe 5.
I mean shit, I don't know him personally, but he's the only nigga from Montreal I know who's in the NBA.
Yeah. No, like it's facts, fam. Because like if Toronto, like for the amount of people that we have and quote unquote the center of the universe, as you know, people over here like to think, there's only maybe about a handful of people who are in the NBA themselves, right? So imagine like for like places like Montreal, fucking Vancouver, different places, it may even be less.
And Toronto's a huge city too.
Yeah. So even like as far as like besides rap and stuff like that, inside entertainment, do you have any plans? Like, do you ever think of like getting into acting, fashion, different things?
Real estate.
Real estate.
Yeah. Talk
about it. What's your real estate passion and why are you passionate about real estate?
Man, like whatever you do, like in the street, whatever you make money, you do your shit. Like it's just not gonna last a lifetime, my nigga. You know, always have that exit plan. Always have that, you know, whatever you want to do, whether it's fashion, like you say, you want to sell clothes, you want to do something. Always like start doing something. A lot of niggas got like 300 bands, and they think they made it. Or whatever, like that day that you hustle, whatever you're doing is not gonna work no more, bro. You're gonna be feeding on that 300K until it reaches, you know, below. So I wanna get in real estate because real estate is like, it's really like, you know, it's real estate, bro. You know what it is, like houses do nothing but appreciate in value. Like,
that's
you know?
a fact.
And I always try to tell my niggas that, man, get your credit going, put money in the bank. Get real estate. I tell my niggas that shit all the time.
Say that again.
Yeah, get your credit going. Put money in the bank. Get real estate. No cap. You gonna need that shit. Real estate is always good. Like it's the way to go for real.
Wise words from the verse.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I really enjoy having this conversation with you here, fam. Tell the people and myself what you got coming up next.
I got my mixtape, House Arrest Music, Volume 2.
House Arrest Music,
yeah. Volume 2. I already dropped the first one. It was a banger still. You know, I got a lot of music videos coming out. I love to shoot music videos and shit, you know. So, Yeah, I got this album coming out. After that shit, I'm dropping my EP. But my EP is gonna be a little different, like, cause I wanna switch it up a little bit, you know?
Yeah.
I wanna just, you know, that beating around the bush shit, you know, that kind of industry shit. I'm trying to switch it up a little bit. See what's to it.
Yeah, man. Well, listen, man, I want everybody out there to go pick up or go stream the Versus music. You got the Jug Bible.
Yes, sir.
The House Arrest Music Volume 1, Volume 2 on the way, and also Cross Country Currency.
Cross Country Currency.
You know what I'm saying? Give the people your social medias and anywhere where you want them to find you and your music, fam.
My Instagram is at The Real Verse. YouTube, The Real Verse. Twitter, The Real Verse. Facebook, The Verse, you know what I'm saying? And stream me on Apple Music, Spotify, everywhere. The Verse, you know? Just write my name on Google, man. You're gonna find that shit.
Okay. Oh, last question. Instagram check mark. And I make sure I ask everybody this shit. What was that like when the check mark popped up? And what were the DMs like?
Popping, bro. It goes down in the DM, bro. No cap. But like, bro, like, it's like, for real, it's just a fucking blue check, bro. Like, I don't understand why the fuck people might just, they blowing it out of proportion and shit, you know? I did always wanted shit. When I got it, I was like, shit, fuck it, you know? I'm a star now. But it don't really change nothing. It's just people can't call you. People can't call you in the DMs though. They can't call you no more. But yeah, I mean, it just makes your page look more official.
Nice.
Like you look like a rapper more, you know?
Yeah.
But I know niggas that don't got that blue check and they killing it.
Yeah?
Yeah. Killing shit.
Hey, listen, there's one behind the camera right now, so don't even worry about it.
Yeah, you feel me? And shout out Harvey Stripes too. I did a track with him too.
Ooh,
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
He's one of the niggas I wanted to do a song with in Toronto, you know?
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, he's out here now, so you got to link up with him, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I was just talking to him yesterday too, so.
Yeah, man.
I sent him a message and shit, yeah. He's doing his thing though, killing shit.
Yeah. Well, salute to Harvey Stripes and salute to you, fam, and thank you for coming through and doing this with me
Sure.
today, fam.
Appreciate you having me, bro.
Yeah, man. Another one in the vault right here. I'm gonna make this a We Love Hip Hop interview instead of just a 6 Views interview because, you know, this gentleman right here, he's doing big things and he's been putting in work for a while here, right? So for the people in the listening audience, make sure to go stream his music. The people in the viewing audience, stream his music and tap into the music videos and subscribe. And subscribe to our page right here, all right? Salute. Another one in the vault. We off this.
Sir.
Cheer. Glad y'all made it to the end of this video. And if you like this video right here, we got a couple more for y'all to choose from right here. And make sure to like and subscribe, okay? And make sure to share this video to a friend and tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend that the We Love Hip Hop Network is the leading network in Canada. Cheer.